Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Thank you for being here. I'm Christina. We are jumping into my very first reading journal half letter setup. This is going to be a journey. It took me over 4 hours to get everything together, so we are doing a voiceover today. So let's go ahead and get started. I purchased a planner cover from Ascension Planners on Etsy that will be linked below, as well as a little patch that says just one more chapter that I'm going to attach to the front. You'll see that in a little bit. I purchased some scrapbook paper from Joann in these neutral colors. I wasn't sure what colors I wanted to go with, so we're going neutral. I also purchased a gold paper pad just for some accents, as well as I have some stamps. I am trying to get into stamping, y'all. So the letter stamps you see are from Dollar General, and the pad and the acrylic looking stamps that I got as swag from Go Wild. So we're going to figure out how to put all of this together. I also have my HP sprocket. This is the old school sprocket, but I don't feel a need to buy a new one. I'm going to use that to print pictures of books. And then I got some stickers from Grace Harper Stickers on Etsy. Will also be linked below to indicate what type of book I'm reading. And I also got some month stickers from Stickmo, I believe, on Etsy. That will be linked below. So let's start putting this together. As I said, I'm starting out with the mini metal disc from the Happy Plan that I realized I only have 7 and I need 8 for half letter. So I go and I find some bigger black ones from Poi and Hun. They don't have the heart in the middle, but it'll be fine. So we are attaching the patch here to the front just with my regular adhesive tape. And I have some pages that I put together here to help me kind of know like where the middle is. And I did a lot of pre-work on Canva. So as you can see, the sticker here I made on Canvas is from the Library of, and I'm going to write my name in there. We're going to do some basic setup first, and then we will decorate. So I also made this on Canva. It says 2024 on it. This is going to be just kind of my intro reading journal page. I printed an image with a book and flowers coming out of it. It is huge, y'all. I didn't mean to print it that big, but we're just going to go with it. We're going to make it work. So I'm trying to kind of figure out where everything can go on the page. I decided that I can fit that humongous image on the page. It's going to take a little bit of finagling, but it ended up working. So I'm pulling off the back. I printed this on clear sticker paper. I'll have that linked below as well, because I just wanted it to look like it was naturally part of the page. I actually ended up doing some Canva work, y'all, instead of drawing stuff, because there is a spread in here that you'll see that I drew, and it took me so long to draw it. I quickly realized that I did not want to spend that type of time doing that in the future. So here we go. We have that on. As I said, we will decorate that later. Next, we have a goal page, and I decided to draw this. I will come back and fix this later in the video. You will see, because I hate how this ended up looking. But my goal is 101 books this year. I think in 2023, I'm ending up at around like 97 or 98. So I think like 101 sounded like a fun goal. And then within that like overall goal, I have some kind of like individual goals that I want to try and do. You'll see at the end how I end up filling that out. But yeah, I did this page and I ended up absolutely hating it. So we will come back and fix that later. But you can kind of see my thought process. I was trying to kind of make it look like those other letters and numbers, I guess, that you saw in the previous spread. It ended up looking nothing like that. It ended up looking like a kindergartner drew it. So we're just moving on. We'll fix it later. Next, we're moving into these monthly trackers. So I want to use this section for time tracking to see how long I'm reading each day. So basically, I have room for 6 months on each side of the page. So you can see This page is January through June, and the back will be July through December. And basically, I'm going to highlight each day in a different color based on how long I read. So if I read less than an hour, it'll be a certain color. If I read an hour to 2 hours, it'll be a certain color. 2 to 3, and then 4 or more, I think is how I end up setting that up. And I'm going to assign colors down here. And this will be kind of an interesting way to see kind of at a glance of how long I'm spending on reading every single day. And that includes audiobooks as well, because I consider audiobooks being, it's a big form of how I read. And then this is another monthly tracker. So this is not going to be about time, but more about just like general monthly sentiment on like how my month went. So the number of books that I read, the total time that I read, maybe the total pages that I read, and then like maybe like a smiley face on like, was it a good month, a bad month, medium month? I'm using the stamps. These stamps, y'all, take a little bit of practice, if I'm being completely honest. I had never used stamps before. They're individual stamps, so it's kind of interesting to get them lined up, especially when you're trying to do like a whole word. You will see me do that a little bit later, but they take a little bit of practice. Let's move on to my reading challenges. So I found this online. This is the Pop Sugar Reading Challenge for 2024. It is a pretty large challenge. I think there's like almost 50 different prompts in here. I'm being realistic. I went through the prompts and I only pulled out the ones that I thought I could actually do and or was actually interested in doing. I'm not going to force myself to read things that I'm not interested in reading just for a challenge. That doesn't make any sense to me. So as you can see, it's a pretty large page. And so I am literally going to cut out not just the title, but the challenges that I want to actually participate in. So you will see that in a little bit as well. I also tried to stick to 24 challenges because we're in 2024. You'll see that's kind of a theme throughout my whole process. And I will end up putting 24 challenges on the page. It takes me a while to get there, but we get there eventually. Okay, we are moving on to a brand new day. I set this journal up over the course of quite a few days. I think it was 3 total. So the first day I was done, I was sick of it. I ended with that reading challenge, and then the next day I went into decorating. So as you can see, I'm going for a very junk journal-esque vibe, really focusing on the black and brown and some gold, because I really didn't know what color I wanted to use. I still really want to match my journal to that like one more chapter patch that I have on the front, but I was afraid that I would get sick of any one color. So neutral is how I decided to go. If you are familiar with Cami, who is Piece of the Plans on YouTube, I drew so much inspiration from her. She's one of my favorite planner girls. She does a reading journal every single year, and it is absolutely gorgeous. And so I pulled a lot of inspiration from her and some other videos that I've seen, just trying to make every page feel a little bit different, but not overly so. I wanted to have an overarching theme for my kind of, I'm calling these like my intro pages. And as you can see, it's really focused on the brown, the black, the gold, and then also these Happy Planner florals that come in a book that's actually just called Florals, and then also one of the Flower Power mega books, I think is where they are. They're just black and gold florals. So that is the theme that I chose. So as you can see, I just fixed that reading goal page that I hate. I put a sticker just right on over it, printed it off on Canva. I'm not going to worry about what I did underneath there, and we're going to decorate this page. I'm just so glad I decided to fix that. And here we are trying to do some lettering. My lettering is not great. I don't love any of the lettering that I did in this planner. And so here I am assigning time colors for each time that I read. I'm going to decorate the page, and then I'm actually going to go back over that time tracker lettering that I did at the top, and I'm going to stamp over it, trying to add a little bit of interest and trying to detract from my terrible lettering. Okay, let's jump back into my reading challenge pages so you can see the one on the left, the Pop Sugar one, is done. The book bingo on the right was just a sticker I obviously made on Canva. I found that book bingo challenge online somewhere. If I can find where I found it, I will link it below. And I just retyped it in Canva in a bingo template that I found because I wanted it to be in the font that I've been using throughout the reading journal setup. I love that it was a sticker and I didn't have to do anything else with it. That made it feel fun. And these challenges, I'm not holding myself to per se, but I'm going to do my best to finish them because I think challenges are fun. I did challenges in 2022 and didn't do them in 2023, and I kind of missed them. So my camera's not picking this up super well, but these are book covers that I printed with my HP Sprocket, and what I'm labeling this is 24 Goodreads Award nominees in 2024. So these are actually 2023 Goodreads Award nominees in various categories. Again, I only picked books that I really thought that I would read. I'm not going to pick books or force myself to read books that I'm not interested in. I tend to be a thriller, mystery, romance girly. I'm trying to push myself into some new genres, which I think is one of my goals for 2024. But I picked books that I thought I would enjoy because that's going to make me want to read them more. So that's what this is. Okay, I don't know how well you can see this, but this is my bookshelf spread. I drew every single one of these books. I think there's 104 books on here. I will do a real-time flip through at the end of the video so you can see this a little bit better. And it was this spread that made me realize that I don't want to draw in this reading journal anymore. This was all I had to give. So it was a fun activity, but I am not an artist by any means. So here I am trying to fill in the empty spaces that I purposely left. I found some plants, stickers from According to Allie. She also had a mug of coffee, which I thought was super cute. I drew that window and then realized that I actually hated the color that I tried to color it in with. So I'm covering up with a piece of paper and going in with a darker, mild liner to kind of match the mug and the plants a little bit better. Again, not an artist. Don't come for me. You'll see a little bit more of that later when I do the real-time flip through. And then this is my 2024 book bracket. So every single month I'm going to pick my favorite book and bring those winners kind of down into my final favorite book, which is kind of outlined in black there for the year. These are not the same size as the Goodreads book covers that you saw, so I'll have to figure out how to resize them. But I see this in other reading journals, and I think this is really super fun. I found this template online. It actually said 2023 on it, and I just cut that off and again printed it out with sticker paper and made it my 2024. So this will be fun to fill out. And then this, y'all, is my TBR list. So these are individual stickers, the books that you see here. I found this template on Etsy. I will link it below. And I printed a whole bunch of them and cut them out with my gyro cut tool and stuck them on here. So my TBR list, anything that I see that I want to read, I will add it here on one of the books. And then if I read it, I will color it in. So I think that will be fun to do. All right, y'all, and here we are at the real-time flip through of how these intro pages turned out. We have my name page at the front. We have my 2024 page where I added reading journal to it. We have my reading goal page. For my goals, in addition to 101 books, I want to read 6+ physical books. I want to try one new genre, and I want to read 2 classics. My time tracker didn't really change. I did add in for my monthly kind of recap page. That's what I need to name this page, recap. The number of pages that I read, the time that I read, and the journal sentiment, like I said before. And my reading challenge pages, those didn't change at all. My Goodreads award nominees page did not change, showing you here that I have room to add a sticker for the books that I read and to rate them each, which will be fun. My bookshelf, here's a better view of it. As you can see, January is kind of a light blue, so that's what I'll be starting with. And my book bracket. And then my TBR list that we just ended with. I'm leaving a couple pages in the middle in case I want to add any more things. And I will be back in another video for my January setup. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate you hanging out with me for my very first reading journal setup. I think this will be fun, and I hope to be planning with y'all again very, very soon. XO. Bye, guys.